America, nobody can serve God and the military. You can't serve God and money. You cannot serve God and mammon at the same time. America, choose ye this day whom you will serve. Choose ye this day. So politicians try to keep their power, and political parties lie in order to keep their power. And church folk, yeah, you too, maneuver inside of God's house. Come on, say amen, somebody. In order to keep your power. And Jesus says that's not power. That's paranoia. Because when you've got real power, you're not worried about your place in the world. You know how to be exalted, and you know how to be abased. You know how to sit high, and you know how to sit low, and you're not worried about your place in the world, because you're connected with something that's greater than you, and you're concerned about something that's greater than yourself. And so when you have real power, guess what? Jesus says you'll lay it down so that somebody else can have some power. Real power will lay itself down on behalf of the powerless. And so check out Jesus. He says, I lay it down, and I'm going to pick it up again. I'm going to lay it down, and I'm going to pick it up again. I'm going to lay it down. How long are you going to lay it down, Jesus? I'm going to lay it down just long enough so I can bleed. And I've got to bleed so I can bless. I've got to become sin so that you might become the righteousness of God. Why are you laying down your power, Jesus? Jesus says, I've got to bear the cross so you can wear a crown. I've got to die so that you might live. I've got to stoop down low in order to lift you up high. I've got to give up my home in heaven so that you might live in bright mansions above. I'm going to show you how to have real power. You ought to decrease so that Christ might increase. You ought to get up over yourself. You ought to die every now and then. Die of your power. Die of your sense of self-importance. Die of your hubris. Die of your arrogance. Every now and then, when you see some young person, when you see some weak person, when you see some struggling person, you ought to get over your portfolio and your credentials and your sense of self-importance and lay your power down so that somebody else might be lifted up.